It's bedtime. Let's meet Benny the bear and discover the magic of sharing. Before we start, don't forget to like our story and subscribe for more cozy bedtime tales with Benny and his friends. In a quiet corner of the forest, where the sun peeked through the leaves like little golden coins, lived a small bear named Benny. Now, Benny had a special hobby. He loved collecting all the softest things he could find. He would gather smooth, velvety leaves, fluffy feathers that had drifted down from the sky, and little bits of springy, green moss. He'd bring them all back to his cozy den to make his bed extra comfortable. For Benny, a soft bed was the best thing in the whole wide world. One bright morning, while he was out on an adventure, humming a happy little tune and sniffing the sweet scent of wildflowers, Benny wandered down to the riverbank. And there, caught on a berry bush, was the most wonderful thing he had ever seen. It was a small, patchy blanket. It looked very old, with a few little tears here and there, but when Benny reached out a paw and touched it, something amazing happened. It felt warm, like a hug from the sunshine itself. "Oh, you're just lovely," he whispered to the blanket. "I'll take you home with me and keep you safe and sound." He carefully untangled the blanket from the bush, hugged it tight, and started on his way home, feeling very pleased with his discovery. But as he trotted through the woods, he saw his friend, Millie, the mouse, shivering under a big, damp leaf. A chilly wind had suddenly started to blow, and poor Millie looked very cold. Benny looked at the wonderfully warm blanket in his paws, and then he looked at his tiny, shivering friend. He knew just what to do. "Here, you can borrow my blanket for a while, Millie," he said kindly. "It's big enough for us to share." Millie scurried over, her little nose twitching with gratitude. She wrapped herself in the soft, warm fabric, and her tiny whiskers curled up into a happy smile. And just then something magical happened. As soon as Benny shared it, the blanket seemed to grow a little bit warmer, and a beautiful new golden patch appeared, shimmering right where he had offered it to his friend. Benny felt a warmth in his heart that was even cozier than the blanket itself. He continued on his way, and soon he came across a family of hedgehogs huddled together and trying to stay warm. The littlest hedgehog looked especially sleepy. Benny smiled and gently draped a corner of the growing blanket over them. Instantly, another patch appeared, this one the color of soft moss. A little further on, he saw a young fox cub who had lost his way and was looking sad and lonely. Benny sat with him for a while, sharing stories and the warmth of the magical blanket. Another patch, bright as a marigold, bloomed on the fabric as the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. The night air grew cool. Benny spotted Old Man Owl perched on a branch, his wise old eyes looking tired. His feet, Benny noticed, were exposed to the breeze. Without a second thought, Benny used his paws to carefully tuck the edge of the blanket around the owl's feet. A silvery patch, like a star, appeared on the blanket, glowing softly in the twilight. With every kind act, the blanket had shimmered and grown, patch by beautiful patch, until it was big enough to cover the entire forest floor. That night, as fireflies danced like tiny floating lanterns, the forest was quiet and peaceful. Benny and all his friends, Millie the mouse, the hedgehog family, the little fox, and even Old Man Owl, snuggled together beneath the giant, colorful blanket of kindness. They were all warm, happy, and felt completely safe and loved. And even though his special blanket was now shared by everyone, Benny felt coziest of all, because he had learned the most wonderful secret in the world. Kindness, when you share it, always finds its way back to you, making you warmer than any blanket ever could. Good night, little friends. May your hearts be as warm and kind as Benny's blanket.